Well, if you're looking for the steal of next month's NFL draft, look no further than David Walker out of UCA. Defensive end is going to wreak havoc in the NFL backfield, starting maybe as soon as this next season. We've got him here on the Gridiron Expert for an exclusive video interview. So, David, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, of course. It's my pleasure.
Oh, man, we're so pumped to have you. I know a lot of our viewers are going to be pumped to just hear from you, your journey, what to expect from you going into the NFL. For those of you that don't know, if you haven't watched enough of David Walker's film, you need to go do it right now. This was the best defensive player at the FCS level last year. The Buck Buchanan Award winner did so with 10.5 sacks, 23 tackles for a loss, and 55 pressures. And last season alone, in his 3-year career at UCA, again, at the FCS level, 31 sacks, 63 tackles for a loss, both of those UCA school records. He's an absolute stud, and we're just excited not to get to watch his film later on, but also getting to watch him on Sundays later on this fall. So, David, I want to kind of jump into just kind of your journey to this point right now. And I know you're on your way to training, so we'll try to get through as quick as we can. But, you were a 3-sport athlete in high school, coming out of high school. Stuttgart High School is where my wife was from, the duck and rice capital of the world.
Yeah.
And obviously, weren't too heavily recruited out of high school. Ended up going to Southern Arkansas to begin your collegiate career. So, kind of what were the feelings coming out of high school, not being, I guess, heavily sought after, and then on top of that, the experience at the D2 level at Southern Arkansas?
Yeah, coming out of high school, man, I had injured myself, so I had a few offers. But when I tore my ACL my senior year, the last regular season of the game, my offers got taken. And SAU, that was the only school that really accepted me. So I went there. When I went there, it was fun because it's a small town school. You get to know everybody. The school's not big, so I feel like I enjoyed my 2.5 years there. First year, man, I didn't play because I got redshirted. Second year, it was COVID, so that was another bummer. I didn't get to play. And then that next year, I finally played, and I did pretty good. And what got me to UCA was my coach. My coach was the DB coach at Southern Arkansas. He went to UCA, so that was the easy way there. And plus, I had family members there too.
Nice. That was actually going to be my follow-up question, was kind of what ended up sparking that move to UCA. And then I guess on top of that, we're talking so much here on the show about just that changing world of college football, the transfer portal and NIL deals and things like that. So, what was it like being a player in the transfer portal? Obviously, having that connection was easier, but were there any pitfalls and things like that?
Yeah, man. Well, it really, when I was transferring from D2, it really wasn't. I would say my second year into UCA, that's when things really got kind of like heavy. Like people started offering a lot of money, but I decided to stay.
So you got offered a lot to leave UCA to go to a Power 4 school or something like that?
Yeah, like FBS, like Oklahoma or like Colorado, schools like that.
So what was the reason to stay? Was this a loyalty to UCA, or what was the?
Yeah, loyalty one, and really a legacy, man. Like you said here, I just broke the all-time records in two categories there. So just being remembered forever at UCA instead of just going somewhere else and get 5, 6, 7 sacks and be forgotten. But UCA, I'll forever be remembered.
I actually respect that a lot. We need to get you to be an advocate for other players out there, man. We need to keep them at their schools longer.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask you, we got, a lot of FCS football fans here at the channel. But I think for your casual football fans, people don't realize how competitive that level is and how good of football is played at the FCS level. So I guess tell us a little bit about that. You're week in and week out playing within the United Athletic Conference. I know you've had a couple games against some of the big dogs like North Dakota State. You played there once. So do you feel like there's a drastic difference between FCS to FBS, or is it all the same to you?
Yeah, there's a difference, like the size and how big people are, but the skill set, man, it's all the same. Like if you can play football, you can play football, and that really showed me when I got the chance to go experience and play them at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, well, we'll jump to that right now. I was going to save that for later, but let's jump to the Senior Bowl for a second. You busted onto the scene there. Really made a heck of a name for yourself. One that you already have, but kind of put more emphasis on it. You were dominant. You had a beat down on a Jackson Dart pass. You got a sack on Jalen Milroe in that game. The people that didn't know your name going into the Senior Bowl definitely knew it when it was over. So just kind of talk about your experience there and what it was like playing against some of these guys that were Heisman contenders, national championship contenders, things like that.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I can say I was thankful that Jim Nagy gave me the opportunity to play in this game. And this game really just showed me like I said, like skill. You got skill, you got skill. No matter the size, no matter the height. If you can play football, you can play football. And like going into the week, like throughout the practices, like I started to realize like, man, this game is just a game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, these guys are at Alabama, these guys are at all these big schools, but like they put their pads on the same way you do. So I feel like that really just helped my confidence throughout the week, and it just continued to build.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what you said. I mean, everybody puts their pads on the same. I did a little deep dive here. You played 3 FBS opponents in your 3 years at UCA. You played Ole Miss, Oklahoma State, and Arkansas State. And I'd say you did pretty well against those higher FBS schools. 14 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks in those 3 games combined, and a season high at least 2.5 sacks this last year when you faced Arkansas State. So
Yeah.
I'd say it's all the same when it at the end of the day. Looping back for a second. On top of that, 2.5 sacks against Arkansas State. That was the beginning of the season. Ended up resulting in a 10.5 sack season for you, 23 tackles for a loss. Ended up winning the Buck Buchanan Award, which is going to the best defensive player at the FBS level. So you mentioned earlier leaving a legacy at UCA, being more of a name, not being forgotten. What did it mean for you to not just win that award, but also become the first player in UCA history to win that award?
It meant everything. You know what I mean? That summer, me and my coach, my outside linebacker coach, we got together. We created a plan, and I feel like we executed it. Like we was in there every day working on my craft and doing the things that I told them that I wanted to accomplish this my last year. So, and man, UCA, it mean a lot to me. It gave me a chance to showcase my talent at the next level, and I'm forever thankful for them.
Well, no, not to mention the great coaching staff, the great teammates you had, but also the purple and gray field, which is one of the best in all of college football, in my opinion.
Yeah. I love that field. It can be kind of bad for the opponents, but for me, yeah, I like it.
Oh yeah, it's a true home field advantage, right? I mean, yeah, it's what it works out to be.
Yeah.
Well, David, I got to ask too. So after the Senior Bowl, obviously you just got back a couple weeks ago from the NFL Combine. Had some fantastic somersaults while you were there. Saw that trending on Twitter. But a great performance as well. 4.6940, 1.65 10-yard split, 118 broad jump, 35-inch vertical. I mean, a really, really great performance. So got a couple questions on that. The first, though, just the experience in Indianapolis. What was that like for you?
Man, it was a dream. You know what I mean? As a kid, you sit back and watch all the Aaron Donalds, all the big timers be at the combine, and you're there, and like it was just surreal. I feel like, but like people don't see what actually happened behind the scene, like all them long hours, MRIs, X-rays, and all that stuff. They just see the stuff that happens on Thursday. So I feel like it was just an experience of a lifetime that not a lot of people get to experience. So I was excited.
So you're saying like outside of what we get to watch on NFL Network, they're taking you like in the back room and doing like all these medical exams and
Oh
stuff
man,
like that?
hours. You're in there for hours.
Jeez, well, I guess I get it, but yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
brutal. You're just itching to get out there at that point,
Yeah, a long week.
I get it. Yeah. So how long were you ended up being there? That was a weekend long event, but you were there for the whole week.
Yeah, Sunday to Friday morning.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive. So while you were there, did you meet with any teams? Did you meet with any coaches?
Yeah. I met with all 32 teams informally, but 2 formal meetings I did with the Detroit Lions and the Buccaneers.
Okay, very nice. That's excellent. So I got to ask too on that line. Do you have? I know it's just going to be a blessing to get drafted. Wherever you get drafted, whenever you get drafted, is there a team that you're like, man, I really would like to go there the most?
Yeah. I love to go play for the Chiefs. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, multiple Super Bowl. Were you a Chiefs fan growing up?
No, I'm a Pittsburgh fan. But
Okay.
they already have a great D line. But I mean,
so if you had your choice, you'd rather go to Pittsburgh? But since they're probably not because they're so loaded on defense, Chiefs would be second best.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I respect that. So how would you feel? If Pittsburgh doesn't draft you, at some point in your career, you're going to line up against the Steelers. How are you going to feel?
Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. Like, bro, I used to play with these guys. Like, this is my team, and I got to give it to them though.
Yeah, we used to play with them as in like on Madden and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, David, I got to ask you a couple more questions before we wrap up. I know you're getting close to training here. On top of what you did at the combine, which was a heck of a performance in your career, you've got a lot of these draft experts out there. They're praising you for all the good stuff, but then of course everybody finds a negative. They're David Walker, he's good, but he's undersized. I don't know about his size if he's going to be good enough in the NFL. How do you respond to that, or how do you feel about that as you enter the draft?
Yeah, man. I like to say, man, before anybody had an opinion, I had a purpose. You know what I mean? So I feel like I've did what I had to do. I went to the Senior Bowl level. I did competed at the highest level. Every team that I played in the FBS, I competed at the highest level. So I just let my game speak for itself. I really don't try to get high or low when people bring up the negatives, because people always gonna have negative opinions. And my faith keeps me right.
No, absolutely. Major props to that, major respect to that, and a really, really good answer too. Just kind of got all the doubters wrong when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Do you have plans for draft weekend? Do you have like any? I know you're in Arizona now. Are you going to be back in Arkansas to watch, or what was the plan?
Yeah. I come. I leave here Friday because we got our pro day Tuesday. So
Okay.
I'll do my draft back in Stuttgart. Draft party back in Stuttgart.
You're gonna have a watch party in Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, I love it. The pride and joy, man. So, on the last couple of questions here, were you a hunter? I know Stuttgart's big duck hunting capital of the world. Were you a big hunter at the time?
I know my friends were, though. They were crazy. I'm a fisher. I like fishing.
Okay. All right. I can get behind that. Me too. I'm more of a fisherman than they say I'm not an outdoorsman at all, but if I had to pick, I would do fishing over hunting for sure.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. 100%.
I like it. I love it. Well, the last thing I want to ask is looping back across the board to the just to a college level. We got a lot of fans here. We've got a North Dakota State helmet back here somewhere. A couple other FCS teams. Your collegiate career, toughest opponent you face. I know you faced Ole Miss, Oklahoma State from a power program level, but anybody else that really stands out to you across your career?
Like tackle wise?
Yeah, tackle wise, or just like from a atmosphere standpoint, like kind of the toughest opponent that you guys faced.
Yeah, I'll say Abilene Christian. They were pretty good this year. And the best tackle I faced probably Elijah. He played for the Saints right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you beat him?
Yeah, I did.
I love it. Well, David, again, we appreciate you so much for being here, man. You gave us a lot of last question too. This was from my wife, wanted to know, who do you model your game after? You're going to the NFL. What's the NFL player that you kind of aspire to be or modeled yourself after the most?
Brandon Graham. I like Brandon Graham.
All right. Very nice. I love it. Yeah. You won't know who that is, but I'll make sure to relay the message. Well, we are beyond excited for you as an Arkansan myself. You brought a lot of joy to us watching you, a lot of joy to the state watching you. Can't wait to see where you end up. We know you're going to get drafted over the course of that weekend at some point. And wherever you end up, we know you're going to end up doing great things. So congrats on an amazing career. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on our show. One of the few interviews we've ever done on the show. So we're really excited to have you on and what could end up being a future NFL star. So God bless you. Best of luck to you. And we can't wait to see where you end up next month.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We need to do it again.
Absolutely. Hey, if you want to come on after you get drafted, have our first NFL player on, we'd be thrilled.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. David, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.